Welcome back to Being Guillén. As always, we got my man OZZIE Jr. Senior. We got Guillén.
I'm not a junior or a senior. I'm just a one.
So only wants people to follow me. He's always got a lot of. So it's funny because somebody asked me on the show, in between the shows, that you can look up on our YouTube page on La Vida Baseball. Why don't I call him Dad? And I said, "Do you really want me to just say?"
I think you do in Spanish.
Yeah, I do when I'm not on the air talking as a professional.
Dad.
my dad said this. So real quick, we're gonna go right into a picture of. So someone was challenging our fandom of baseball in Chicago, and there's a picture that's about to pop up right now, and it's a picture of us in our first communion in a town that cannot get more White Sox than that. That is in Bridgeport.
Wow. Bridgeport, my God.
Father Nick. The only reason that I am a Bears fan is because Father Nick would have us pray.
I want to say this. Great. I think, were these suits made for us?
Yes.
That's pretty great right there. We had custom made suits for our first communion. If you can't see me, I'm not Harry Potter. I'm the guy in the back. My glasses were huge. We went to a Catholic school.
St. Lucia.
Literally right behind Sox Park.
Yeah.
Like literally. There's literally the park, White Sox Park. Then there's a park in between. I forget what it's called. And the school's right there. So this is around 1993.
Probably right before. So I don't remember what I said to the priest when I was confessing probably something about my parents, but
so
they wanted to know. So was Oni a good kid? Were we good kids? people want to know.
You was Oni. No, he never was a good kid. Well, no good kids is a bad kid. He's just like it's hyper.
Yeah,
always do his way.
Rambunctious, like active.
No, you're not. You was a pain in the behind. Really, I wonder. I can't wait. I can't wait you to have kids and you feel the same way. I feel.
Well, I think that I was a nicer kid than I am an adult.
Huh?
I think I was a nicer kid than I am an adult.
Yeah, I think you're a nice kid.
Ozzie has more of a mean streak now, but you know, we grew up, and then Ozzie came. We grew up with a lot of testosterone, a lot of boy stuff. So it was either wrestling, baseball. So I could only, when we were in that church, don't be fooled by the glasses and the cross. We were pretty, I'm not going to say wild, but we were pretty active. Every day we climbed trees, mountains, whatever it was. And now I'm sure Ozzie sees that.
We should have your mom here too.
Yeah,
that's going to be one for the special. But in doing it for the gram, Alfonso Soriano gets his daughter this beautiful gift, and that made us think about Alfonso Soriano getting his daughter a beautiful car. I also got a car, not on my 16th birthday, because my parents said that we will not be liable for you as an underage person. You have to wait till you're 18. So I got a car when I was 18 years old. I think that was probably my best gift, was getting a car when I was 18, because I was already like a junior in high school. I was probably like a senior in high school. And then I got a car as a kid, a Ferrari, which was really cool. So I think both kind of cars. But I wanted to ask Oni, what was your best gift ever?
I want to say that's a pretty cool gift to give somebody. See, I didn't get a car from my dad. I got a gift from an ex-baseball player, Uga Urbina. He gave me his old Lexus, LX 470.
He wasn't that old though.
It was pretty solid gift. I was in a junior in high school.
You're a junior in high school with
best gift from my parents that I've gotten.
Other than life,
education,
things, and other than education and the obvious answers, I'd have to say, you can't buy yourself like luxury brand stuff. So I love my LV bag that I travel with everywhere.
Can you tell me what LV is? Most people don't
LV
know.
Is not Las Vegas. It's Louis Vuitton. I have a Louis Vuitton bag and a couple other things that I have that I really, really cherish. Because, I like the trips. I like the trips. Yeah, but now that you get older, I think about the trips that we made, whether that be to a cruise or whether it be the All-Star game in Vegas, which is always a really cool memory. All those trips were really great. And I honestly think that you get older, you like material things, but those trips are a lot better. Going to Spain for the first time and being able to watch the Real Madrid game with my younger brother.
I was going to ask you, what's the best gift your father ever gave you?
I think Weber got a sweater and you got the
best gift I got from my father. I guarantee,
was it ass?
He bought me a pair of spikes, cleats, metal. I cannot use that. I got it from somewhere, and somebody bought it from somebody in my hometown. It was hard. to get anything from baseball.
Well, yeah, there was no Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, I was living in the jungle.
We got a couple guys, sorry to interrupt, chiming in. Eddie Cass is saying, can we get to Aldivino's picks? It's going to be a good day. Stop the Aldivino bashing. And
OZZIE Jr., by the way, OZZIE Jr., just because Aldivino didn't pick it, OZZIE Jr. picked the White Sox.
And someone saying your best gift is OZZIE Jr. as your big brother. I'm sure it was a great gift.
Oh, that's a good one. But I'm saying, so your father got you cleats. That's a good one. You think you're going to be a spoiled, as a grandfather, you think you're going to get your grandkids anything?
Absolutely. What? My God.
Absolutely. I think that's the reason why my dad still works.
Yes, that's what I tell you.
So
my grandkids can ask me for anything. I might be stupid. I might do the stuff I cannot. Thank God I got my wife. She's very legit.
Adela and also are gonna know when they're with Uncle One, we're gonna ball out, but we're gonna ball out on a budget. Like we're gonna go to the movies.
So we were a baseball team. Oni is the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is the Dodgers.
No, not really.
I'm in the middle. But Uncle One balls out like Tampa.
I ball out like Tampa.
By the way, when Tampa saw the $100 million minimum, they'll say, "Come on, not for us. We win without it."
Yeah, so we don't need it.
The next part of doing it for the gram is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I believe that the ultimate sign of respect for a baseball player is when someone gives you props. Okay, when you get to play against someone, when you get to get a hit off your favorite pitcher, or in this case, it was the great Yadi Molina behind second base, and Colton Wong swipes a bag off, and they've been teammates. And Colton Wong was smiling, and Yadi knew it. I'm sure they were going back and forth that the day I run against you, I'm going to steal. But the best part of the whole story is Colton Wong took the bag with him. He took it home. He said, I'm taking this bag with him. Back in the day, I don't think Major League Baseball would have charged him. In today's game, I bet Colton Wong's going to get a check.
So
you're going to get a fine.
Like $5,000.
I'm just saying, though, because there's so many rules.
You can't take.
Well, how many bases did you steal?
Well, let's say
and I'm talking about I'm not talking about stolen bases. In our living room in Venezuela,
I got 2.
There's 2 bases, which I thought growing up. Hold on, I looked at the base and I thought growing up that they gifted you those bases. Then I become an adult and find out that you actually stole them and not in the game. You took the bases from the stadium. Tell us what bases you owe.
I take the second base from
Comiskey Park.
Comiskey Park, because that's mine. That belongs to OZZIE, and they want to touch the base the most in anybody. And I take it, and Jerry Reiser asked me for the Jerry didn't get involved with that. Major League White Sox people.
They wanted to sell it.
I said nope.
Or put it in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's in my bag. That's the one I touch. That's one I play all my life. And the one from Toronto Blue Jays, the last game.
What was that stadium called?
Exhibition Stadium.
Exhibition Stadium. So OZZIE.
So Toronto. Just Bell hit a home run.
Jorge Bell.
To walk
Jorge Bell hit a home run to walk off. He touched it back, and I grab it, start running. I got people chasing me.
Yeah, so he has the bases.
So Toronto fans, if you want to know where your second base is from Exhibition Stadium, it sits in Caracas, Venezuela, in OZZIE's living room.
Yeah, and
it's for sale. You want to buy it?
And Old Comiskey Park.
Old Comiskey Park. That one's not going anywhere.
Pretty cool. I mean, it was what you were there for 6 years, and you could still see videos of Old Comiskey Park. It was been around since 1910. I think this stuff is kind of cool when players are actually fans. I think that it's very cool that Colton Wong did this, because obviously the gift from he's like, wow, I'm going to steal off a Hall of Fame catcher. They used to be teammates. It's great. I would love to see it happen more, but you usually see that. But you usually see that behind the scenes.
I see one time,
but never during a game.
This is better. I see one time Mario Soto pitching to Tony Pena, and Tony Pena told Mario Soto, the day I take you deep, I go to sit on the plate.
And he did it.
Stupid. He hit a home run and he sit at the plate. Tony Pena against Mario Soto.
I think I want to ask you who the guy that you got to hit off of that you're like impressed. Wow. Like you're like, this is really cool. I always say the Nolan Ryan home run because that's pretty impressive. That he's a Hall of Fame.
You know what? The one I hit against guy. I think the biggest hit. I still remember that. I was like, what? I went to AAA that year. I was playing against Milwaukee Brewers. Oakland A's, Milwaukee Brewers, and Rolly Finger was on the mound. And I just a spring training game. Yeah. In Vegas, Rolly Finger throwing, and I come to hit. I got a base hit to take the lead. And to me, I never forgot that. I said, I got a
Hall of Famer.
Base hit Rolly Finger, base hit against Rolly Finger. Then maybe I faced it later on in my career.
But that was a big moment.
But that one is like, I just, 17 years old, 18, I'm facing Rolly Finger and making a base hit. And everybody said, man, that kid is fresh. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I'm sure it's very exciting.
So who you would have got like to
who would I have gotten a hit off against?
Baumgartner.
No, I got a hit off Baumgartner, but I would like to got a hit off the big unit. Randy Johnson's guy. I think he was like, and when we were growing up in the 90s, like we grew up, we were old enough, like the big unit, like he was in Little Big League. He was the big unit. Whenever he'd face the Sox, it was like the guy's like 100 feet tall. Then I would see him walking down the tunnel. He's a scary, scary guy.
Yeah.
And the big unit, for some reason, he's got the mullet. Then he's pumping his chest. I think he's scary. I never faced him. It sounds like a daunting
Unfortunately, I did.
Was scary. Scary.
Well, OZZIE faced Freddie, which was really cool. Oogie faced OZZIE, like friends amongst each other. I always say this, and he's going to laugh at this. There's two pitchers that I think I can always hit. They're both really good.
Richard Garces.
No, I can hit. I always thought I could hit Greg Maddux.
Oh, Waffle.
I always thought I could hit Greg Maddux. And the only reason that I kept playing college baseball is I said, I can hit Mark Burley.
Yeah.
Every time Mark warmed up, in my head, I said, I can hit him. But my scariest moment, a guy that I got to face.
Josh Beckett?
No. I stood there talking about pranks of what really happens in a baseball field, not the crazy stuff that people are talking about. In spring training, when I was still college bound, they do extra hitter stand in the cage,
right?
So the guys can throw. So you're a body, and the guys you just track, or they say swing. It was live BP, and they say, hey, go to the like this field, and they're like, that's the minor leaguers, and I didn't know who was coming up. All of a sudden, I see this big dude, and all I hear is
Bobby.
Josh Beckett.
It was Bobby James.
Yeah, very terrifying.
And all the players wanted to see how my face would look like when they said, OZZIE, you got to go hit Fred. I said, I'm not going against that guy. So what do you mean? That guy, you're going to college. I said,
this is when you're around teams and the kids.
I said, no way.
They would ask us to just step in there.
No way.
And these guys are young. The ball is like once you step into and you see a big league pitcher.
No, that's a big.
You realize why Fernando Tatis gets paid $25 million because it is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Bobby James was. And
someone's asking, how did you do against Nolan Ryan?
He killed Nolan. Fastball.
You did well.
I think so. I hit a home run against him.
I'm saying you always did good against. I'm saying you always did well against fastball.
Yeah, because I know they're going to throw me fastball. They don't know where they wait. So their time.
So I think that you said Raleigh. You said that. I think another story. There's so many stories in the story. One of my favorite stories when it comes to meeting a younger player when an older guy happens. OZZIE Guillén told Reggie Jackson, hey man, I can't wait till when I see you hit a home run
to do this.
I got in trouble for that.
And Reggie, tell him the story. Reggie Jackson stopped the second base at shortstop and said, I did it for you. And then he got in trouble.
This is 1985.
Rookie year.
Richard Dawson was, I'm going to see Reggie Jackson. Against Reggie, like, oh my God.
Okay, Reggie, so let me set it up though. You know how when Reggie hit a home run, he's one of the first guys to ever pimp stuff. He would grab his sleeve, and he'd go like that, and he'd walk around, and he'd strut stuff. So my dad, obviously, he's like, I'm in the big leagues now. He sees Reggie Jackson during BP. He's got the weird glasses. Oh, my God, there he is. He's got the helmet with the no ears. I guess he went up to him and said, listen, I can't wait for you to hit a home run. So, by the way, they're playing against each other. I can't wait for you to hit a home run so you can do this. What was his reaction when you said that?
No, Martini go, tú estás loco. I mean, you crazy? You say, I'm going to hit home runs. You think? I say, I'm not pitching. So I just playing with it.
Was he on the Angels?
We talk a little bit of Spanish. He's talking Spanish. What is
on that Angels team? It was like Rod Carew, Don Baylor, Freddie Lynn.
All those guys. You see them and watch those guys take batting practice. I told you Carew told me one thing. He hit a home run, Richard Dawson, running the base, and he stopped in shortstop. And he told me like this, that's for you. I go, yeah. When I get to the dugout, Tony La Russa want to hang me from somewhere.
A young Tony.
Hey, I got air out. What I cannot say there. No, what? What are you doing? That's a legend. They tell me. By the way, that day, and Tony La Russa, big Laker fan, was. And now I don't care about basketball anymore. Big Laker fan. Rudy Lowe is in left field, and Lakers on the final. And all this tie games, Minnesota, Oakland, and Metrodome. All this sudden, the guy, I don't know who made the shot, and they put it in the replay. They flash the thing in the Lakers just win the championship, and we guys or behind kick.
You guys were getting
we down by 20 runs, and I went on like that. And Rudy Lowe, OZZIE,
big time Laker fan.
The Lakers! And I jump and I say, The Lakers waiting for you here at Tony Grammy. Oh my God!
You know what we should do? We need to do a special. Maybe once a day. We're gonna drop what Tony did to OZZIE on this day.
Oh my God!
Because 1985, on your way to being
Tony La
Russa rode you like Seabiscuit.
We got an interesting question. Who was a pitcher you owe your whole career? I'm gonna say, does anyone remember Flash Gordon?
Oh, Flash.
I think Flash Gordon was really good reliever, obviously with the Royals and then the Yankees. I think OZZIE had a really, really good career. Flash Gordon, guys off the top of my head, because they're asking.
Anyone with the Tigers?
David Wells.
Mike Edrick, the pitcher coach.
David Wells. Rest in peace, Jose Lima. Jose
Lima. Let me tell you one thing about Wells. I'm looking for my 1,500 hit or 1,000 hit, either one.
1,500.
And I got the base hit against him. I got for the ball. And he go, Papi, what is that? 1,500 hit. Why you not told me? I would have told you the first pitch right in the middle of the play. You wait 3 at bats. He said, you waited 3 at bats against me? I will throw that ball right in the middle of the play.
You know what? And that just leads to, we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of gamesmanship and it's a brotherhood with MLB. That's why I know we'll get to it later, but come on, guys. I know Miguel's hot, by the way. Throw Miguel a couple cookies. Why wouldn't you want to be in the history books and be like, I gave up the 500 home runs? I would throw him 3 cookies, especially if you're like the Angels or whatever. I'm like, you guys are in the pennant race.
This is good. In a home run chase between Sammy and McGuire, we facing John Smoltz go to pitch. I said, he ain't going to hit a home run against me, but we take the lead. I would have told him fastball right in the middle. And I'm playing shortstop, like, no way you're going to do that. I said, hey, right in the middle. McGuire hit that ball so high.
Didn't he say he did it just to see how far he could hit it?
No, I said, I want to see how far you can hit it. He told everybody. I said, I want to throw right in the middle to see how far he can hit it for me. And I want to hit the ball. He threw it right in the middle of the play. Mark hit a ball. It was like 700 feet
it hit the coke box.
No, it was a home run because it was so high.
Okay.
And that thing straight.
So before we jump into the next topic, someone's asking, was there a team that you wanted to play for that you never got your chance to play for?
The Cubs.
No, New York Yankees.
The Yankees.
Back in my days, they won me.
Don't make Webb cry now. The Yanks.
Oh, Boston never liked me. Yeah. Well, not like me, but just like they have shortstop of the Yankees.
Yeah, you grew up, and I'm sure he was watching Billy Martin.
I was big. I was watching.
But the Red Sox were good in the 80s. The Yankees weren't.
Yeah, correct. That's true. Wow, Red Sox. Woo, Tony Armas.
I remember Red Sox with like Mike Greenwell, John Valentine,
Ellis Burke.
Yeah, Ellis Burke.
They had a good team. The Yankees did not.
They had a good team. They didn't have good pitching.
Going back though, talking about old school baseball, new school baseball. This past week, both worlds collided, and the microphone has been a place where jokes were made, comments were always said, and guys had a lot of power. And
hot mic.
It actually wasn't a hot mic. He was broadcasting, and Jack Morris, who is a Hall of Famer, and I did not know. By the way, I did not know a lot of things about Jack Morris that have come up.
He has a past.
He has a past.
But in the 80s.
No. Time out.
Everybody.
No. Time out. No one in the 80s was saying, if you're a female reporter and you want to talk to me, I only talk to women that I date. I'm on top of them, or they're under me.
Kind of like shades of Mike Tyson.
But by the way, that's almost as close as Mike Tyson saying I only do something with women fornicate. So I did not know that part of Jack. I know old Jack Morris. I did not know that because I was too young. But he makes a comment, okay, changes his voice, and then delivers just a couple sentences. When Shohei Ohtani said very, very, very careful.
The color commentator, or the play-by-play man said, what are you thinking here, Ohtani? Yeah. And obviously Jack made the joke with an Asian voice about
what we think is
an Asian voice.
He changed his voice though.
To say, I would be very, very careful.
Yeah.
I guess an inning or two later,
even an inning or two, like literally
he immediately
apologized because people were chiming in. And that tells you though, the microphone now, I think, in my opinion, is one of the hardest jobs in the game of baseball. Because anywhere. Because anything that you say could be misconstrued. I don't think that, regardless of his past, I don't think that Jack was trying to come from a place of like hate.
No, at all.
At all. He was just probably like just at all. I think that's why Ohtani, okay, said, you know what, I didn't feel anything personal.
He didn't feel offended.
He didn't feel offended.
I just think it's very, I'm sure it's in the moment, and I think it was just a careless mistake. I don't think Jack. I know what absolutely. And I just think that, obviously, we're living in crazy times.
Yes.
I just think that this stuff, let's not focus our energy on.
Okay, but why is he suspended? Why is he suspended and Stephen A. Smith's not? Okay, what Stephen A. Smith said was way worse.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Smith works for ESPN.
Let me ask
Jack
you
works for
off the air. I will tell you why. By the way, if you ask, and all my respect, I'm not protecting Jack Morris. I'm very honest man. I say, why? If you ask Japanese players, fans, media, 90% of the guys say
they don't care.
We don't care, but American people care, worry.
Well, I was worried. No, hold on. I was worried because everything that happens in baseball, I go back in a time capsule when you managed. Okay,
I say stupid stuff.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm saying not about the air. I'm talking about how you dealt with players. You had 2 players from Japan.
Yes.
Okay.
My favorites.
Not only they're your favorites, they loved you.
Yeah.
Tadahiro Iguchi said, and Shingo, biggest influence. You were in a video with them in Japan when they became managers. They said that you changed, the way that you were with them was amazing. But you used to try to speak Japanese to them.
Yes.
With all the media around.
With the Japanese,
I do that right now.
That's what I'm saying though. With the Japanese media around, you used to say my Japanese is better than my English and my stuff, and you used to say crazy words, to the player, to them, trying to be funny, not trying to offend them, and they thought it was hilarious. But someone in the media, okay, in the world now, could have said, "Oh, OZZIE Guillén is trying to make fun of the Japanese players."
Yes,
you know what I mean.
That's why I say I grew up in the greatest moment because everybody. I don't want to say they couldn't say anything they want, but something everybody say, everybody, not just me, in the media. Then this right now, oh my God.
No, but I'm talking about the funniest story ever with Tadahito, with Shingo. So team meeting, White Sox during a struggle, and OZZIE has a team meeting, and Igu, and his translator Iguchi would sit there, and obviously he's very quiet, and OZZIE's doing his speech, and the translator's trying to, which is really hard, translate. While a guy is screaming, and it's not like, hey, let's go get him, guys. It's a lot of F-bombs, a lot of things. And then OZZIE turns to the translator and says, and I want you to say every single word that I use. Don't make it sound nicer. And he looks up and said, we don't have words like that.
We don't have that kind of language.
We don't have that kind of language.
In Japan.
And everyone just laughed.
Everybody laughed and leave.
But I'm saying if anyone in the media gets a hold of that, like he says, oh, OZZIE was dropped. Again, like how do you translate that? I can see people being extremely, more sensitive about it.
I remember before we jump into the next topic, I remember when his name was Ryan, he was translating, and my dad would tell him, don't sugarcoat it, even during the game. Hey, tell him not to do this or tell him to do this. Don't sugarcoat it. Translate it the same way I'm saying it. Yeah. Like if I'm cursing, you need to curse too. Because translators, sometimes it gets lost in translation. Like you're not saying it the same way I did. And they try to make things nicer. I honestly feel bad for Jack. I'm sure,
I'm sure I don't feel bad. I feel that he's embarrassed. Yeah, because he made them ask the biggest player in the game right now about him.
Right.
And I know that Jack Morris is a guy that probably doesn't want to be. Famer. I'm saying he doesn't want Ohtani to say, what do you think about Jack? I bet Ohtani was like,
who is Jack?
Who's like, I'm sure you knew he was like,
I don't know.
And I'm saying like, oh, they told me he's a Hall of Famer, but you're making him have to answer questions that you don't want him to answer. You're putting him in the spot. With again, talking about being in the spot.
I just think that, listen, don't we see what's going on in the world? Like there's a lot of sad stuff going on. If you haven't been under a rock, like I don't think we should focus our energy on whoever was offended.
Well, I think
Jack apologized.
I think that he can apologize, but I think that what he said, again, there's been people that have said stuff to be fireable offense, but I think that should never touch a microphone, never talk about baseball because of that. Guys have said, and again, the measurement, again, that's up to their studio and whatever they want to do. And again, this guy's broadcasting Tigers baseball. Other than Miguel Cabrera, it hasn't been the greatest season for them. But talking about emotions happening, I think that in our next segment, the umpires are probably, I'm going to call them, they're just fresh. Okay, in an era where everyone on Twitter, every game is calling for robot umps. Okay, your job is probably closest thing to an extension to just being extinct. Okay, there'll be robot umps before all cars that run on oil are gone. That's how close you are. Okay, robot umps are something people want. They cry for it every day, and these umpires just keep getting worse and worse with situations like this. So Lance Lynn, let me break this down. Lance Lynn is on the mound. By the way, Lance Lynn, a very emotional pitcher. It helps him a lot. Comes off the mound after an inning, and you can tell that the umpire was late to meet him in the dugout. Very late. So Lance Lynn took off his hat and his glove and put it down. Lance Lynn is getting a type of treatment, which is very normal, where they put heat on your arm because if you get cold, you start cramping up. It happens a lot to pitchers, okay, especially guys who are older. So Lance Lynn knows that he only has a certain amount of time to stay warm and be able to keep pitching. This umpire, okay, Mr. Fresh, is late to his position, and then he gets mad because Lance Lynn, allegedly, according to him, threw his belt to him.
No, they give it to him and just like, it was under and
just
threw it out.
He took his belt.
He don't throw it to him.
If Lance Lynn wants to throw the belt, he would grab it in his face and throw it. So he could have said, I threw it, and he threw him out of the game. So that I thought that was so embarrassing because, number one, Lance Lynn is going for the Cy Young.
Yes.
Okay? You just took out this player. There's fans that paid tickets. He didn't say anything. You were late to the spot.
I honestly
can't throw him out there.
I honestly think that it's just so embarrassing to think that umpires know the scene and know what's going on and know the game. Like, it's not your first game. Like, you cannot throw that guy out there like that. You can't let emotions get in the way of making the right decision. Like you said, people paid money. It was a full house. People paid money to see Lance Lynn pitch.
They're in a pennant race.
You can't toss. Both teams are.
Yeah.
You can't toss a guy for doing something like that, for hurting your feelings. He didn't chuck it at you. Be better. Because honestly, I want umpires to stick around, but when they do stuff like that,
it makes you say, "What's the point?"
They look like it's like they take it personal.
They look dumb. So here's a.
I was like, don't inject yourself in the game.
The Oakland Athletics broadcasting team thought that Lance Lynn was arguing because they threw Sevi Zavala out.
No.
But that's the broadcasters are like, oh, he's mad because they threw Sevi. They never thought in a million years
that
it was because the belt.
I go, what are we doing? Oh, it's on the belt. Okay, when you go to throw somebody to, like, you go like this. You don't go like this. It went like this. By the way, Miguel Cairo, he tried to catch it. Because he's like, okay, here's the bell. By the way, if you're late, and I say that when I see the rule for first time, I say, this is going to create a problem with some veteran pitchers. Like, they go out there and they score 7 runs against them. They're upset. They're really upset because they can find the play. So here, and I go, what?
He did say, I'm guessing after every inning, he does that treatment. So he has to go in.
Yeah, he's got so much time
to get his treatment. And guys are they love their routine.
Yeah.
And you're coming off the mound.
This is not.
By the way,
this is how this guy makes his living. Okay, so that's like calling timeout and grabbing a batter and taking his bat and like looking at him.
Yeah.
This is annoying to the pitchers. Again, I know you have to do it, but if the rule is be waiting for him. You're in third base, dude. There's no play at third. It wasn't like I called it out that I gotta run there.
What's really upsetting,
you're lazy.
Before we jump into the next topic, what's really upsetting is that I don't know when is it going to happen. I would love for MLB umpires to be held accountable.
Suspended.
You made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
You are suspended.
You're suspended.
You're suspended for a series. Suspended for a game.
So Ozzie,
hold these guys accountable. Not only that, now every screen, we got people talking about it in our comments, every screen has a strike zone. If you have a bad game, let's say you have
we should know.
You're under a certain percentage.
The guy a couple days ago,
you messed up over 25 calls you got wrong on the strike zone. You need a day off.
Umpire, I call for umpire standings.
Right.
To start tracking umpires.
And then why not at the end of the year?
The top guys
go to the playoffs.
Go to the playoffs.
Because there's no reason why it's always the same guys. I'm like, when both teams are yelling at you, guess what? You're bad.
But that happened for a long time.
Both teams.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
You know why? Because I remember they told the manager, no, we got to take the best umpire, the best rating umpire.
That's not true.
Wait a minute.
They take whatever they want.
Okay, then first day we in the playoff. All the time, Angel Hernandez here in the play. I go, what? Nothing against Angel.
Angel
lost against Angel.
He had a suit to get a game. But here we go. So I've never wanted you to manage so bad in a game. I just wanted to make you the manager at that moment because I know it was going to be an epic ejection
for the belt.
For the belt.
I was very disappointed by Tony La Russa. I'm watching Tony Russo. I protect Tony.
He's
I
old,
to Tony.
He's
no,
old,
I don't care. I'm making the biggest.
Tony has one good injection every 2 months in him. The running one, that was top. That was great.
That was a great
one.
So
he'll probably get ejected in about another 2 weeks.
The thing about Tony is, all the songs say something so nice. I think Tony, when he's done with baseball, he's going to work with Major League Baseball again. Of course. That's why
I was hoping that Tony went and got his money's worth and dropped a couple F-bombs.
Yeah.
Because his players would have loved it. I thought he was going to grab the Gatorade cooler if he could pick it up and throw it.
That's why I know it's different way. I know it's different way, but
no, it's not a different way.
When I see Tony, no. On the game, okay, he went out, no got kicked out of the game. When we do the interview, we sitting there, and Tony go, well, it's a rules. Is this? What? Throw that thing.
Well, what I'm saying, though, but one rule, though, the guy was late to the rule. There's no rule.
That's what I said.
He took off.
But that's what I'm saying. If OZZIE was the manager of the game, he would have broken the internet. I think OZZIE would have taken his belt off and maybe spanked the umpire with it.
Well, first of all, I'm with the rule because I know when people are cheating on the thing, but
you would have been mad that he's not there on time.
Okay, yeah. By the way, this is, I can tell you what's the answer umpire. This is what it is.
You lose your starting.
Look at that. Look at what it is. Hey, we don't want to do this. They make us to do this. It's not our fault. We're just doing the job. We try to do the best we can. That's exactly 5 words they're going to say. Oh, well, come on, OZZIE. Hey, it's not our fault. You think we want to do this?
That's not what I'm saying, though. But you didn't have to kick him out for throwing the ball. You can say, Lance, you have a warning. You do that again, and you say anything, you're out. That's the part I don't get, because you're not only affecting the game with the guy who's a Cy Young. Okay, not only affecting the game, you're affecting the sports books.
You're affecting the gambling. Hey, I know about thing. It's people. If they take Lynn out of the game, I know that people competing against Oakland A's will go, yes,
yeah, of course. No, and not only that, the bullpen. Like there was just so many things that happened that you could say, hey, it's a warning. If Lance Lynn would have gone up there and thrown the thing at him, or that's a different thing. Just know your place in your time, guys. Umpires. Know the atmosphere. Like, know what's going on. Know, like, there's two teams. Like, just can't throw somebody out.
There's a lot going on, and now we have, and our next topic is an Canada topic because the Tigers are in Canada. Will you be watching?
I've watched every at-bat. I filmed probably about half of the at-bats. Miguel Cabrera was 500. Here's the part where people don't get this, okay? Miguel Cabrera has a couple more years in his contract, okay? Miguel knows he's going to hit 500.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter said, he's lowest part. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, unless the world ends because of COVID, he's going to get 500 home runs. Like, he's signed for that long. But the part that they don't get, okay, is that he's healthy right now. And he did it yesterday, make the Tigers take the lead. If Miguel does not think that if he can take a hit,
he's going to take it.
He's going to take it.
He's also chasing 3,000
He's also chasing 3,000 hits. He's less than 50.
He only needs like 47,
46 home runs, 46 hits.
46 hits. If he gets hot, he might get it at the beginning of next year.
And he needs 9 doubles for 600. So he's playing the game.
Jeez.
So people don't understand this. I know that some teams, people don't think that teams are playing for second place. But for the Tigers, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal because now you can go to the owner and say, AJ Hinch worked out really well. Let's make a couple moves. I know Miguel Cabrera personally, okay? And I've actually been very surprised at how cool Miguel's been with the Tigers rebuilding and losing. Because Miguel does not like losing. He likes winning. He likes competing. And he's getting that feeling. So when he's chasing 500.
He had good at-bats against the Angels. Will he get it this weekend against Toronto, in Toronto? And you think his family flew to Canada?
Yes.
His family flies to Canada.
I think he's going to do it. They wanted him to do it at home. I think
make a difference.
I think he breaks it.
What's a Venezuelan kid doing?
I think he does it in Toronto.
Chasing him right now?
In what?
Well, Tara Bezos chasing him.
No, the Venezuelan the baseball card.
Oh, Mike Pearce is.
Okay, I hope Miguel get the home run like in a month. Because Mike lost a lot of money.
Make sure you guys tune in. Miguel Cabrera is going to break 500. He's going to get it. You think
he's going to get it this weekend?
Yes. I think he's going to get it this weekend in Canada. Unexpected. He wanted Detroit. He gets it in Canada. Everyone comes out. He high-sides Laddie.
Toronto is close to Detroit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Everybody from Detroit go to Toronto.
No, so I think so. I love the fact that he was so relaxed over the week.
It looked like he was having fun.
He was taking Ohtani's batting gloves out. I thought the coolest thing, though, Ohtani, when he came up to hit, Ohtani went,
tipped his cap.
Ultimate respect from a Japanese player.
From the MVP. From the MVP.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
The ex-MVP.
Wait. White Sox fans are going to hate me, and I have to throw this in there.
Why?
Because I'm going to say this.
Okay.
For everyone on Twitter, okay, It is telling me that Jose Abreu is going to repeat.
What?
Okay.
Repeat who?
I will bet his house, his house, my house. I'll bet all the money we have in the world in the Being Guillén. There's fans. They follow your team. They listen to you and Chuck. That think that this guy has a chance at the. What are you talking about? If it's not Ohtani, okay, it's going to be Vladdy. And here's the other thing. With all due respect to Babe Ruth, what are baseball references, people? You can see the year that he pitched and the year that he hit. He never did 30 home runs and on ERA under 2 in the same season. No. What Ohtani is doing, even if he keeps pitching and hitting for the rest of his career, it might never happen again because he's really good at both. There's guys that can't do what he's doing on one side of the ball. So he is the MVP. He might win the MVP and the Cy Young.
And I wouldn't argue.
He's in the Cy Young race.
I wouldn't argue.
Someone was telling me it's a team sport. The most valuable team
every day.
He's got a 9 WAR, meaning if he wasn't on the team, that Anaheim Angels would be 9 games under 500.
Can you please tell me? Oh, send me like.
This is the people. This is White Sox fans. This is the same people that boo Cease because he has a bad inning, but they root for Lynn. What are you people on? Like literally, I know that you're fans, but I had to say it. I said Abreu. I was like, he's not even the MVP on his team right now.
Nope. No, he's not.
He's not. Lynn is. Yeah. Lynn, Anderson, Moncada the first half. Like
I think TA's the MVP. I think Jose's. I'm sure he would tell you himself. He's not having the best season for his standards, but Shohei Ohtani is the American League MVP. The only guy that could actually even slide in there would be Vlad Jr.
Only Vlad Jr. might be the Triple Crown and not be the MVP.
Yeah. Correct.
That's how crazy
this guy
season
is. Pitching.
Only his ERA is under 3. And he's got 40 home runs.
Hey, by the way, in the show we have Frank Thomas. We have Frank Thomas in the show. We sit in the back room, and Frank Thomas have Ohtani's watch. He watch everything he does.
Of course.
Frank Thomas, me, I like.
Oh, you have to though.
He love like the respect Frank Thomas, and this is a fact because I see it sitting next to me.
Is he a rookie?
No,
the respect Frank got for Ohtani or Ozzie. He hit another home run. Say, "Oh, Ohtani." I go,
what's impressive now?
Look at this.
No,
man.
Because I thought he was going to have a really good month, and he was going to hit 25 home runs, and he was going to have a good year pitching. People think that guys that can't go both ways. Dontrell Willis could have been the DH and played first base and pitched. Was he going to be a Cy Young candidate and the best hitter? No.
There's people that do it. The Atlanta Braves pinch hit. They always pinch hit Max Fried.
That's what I mean.
There's pitchers that can hit.
But can you hit 40 home runs?
They can hit, but they can't hit like Ohtani.
No, they can't hit like Ohtani.
Carlos Zambrano used to think he could hit.
No.
He hit 101.
Ohtani in the team bus says, "I'm the best player on this team on both sides." He is the best player on the pitching. Oh, and by the way, he's starting. He can easily say, "I want to be the closer. I don't want to be a starter anymore," because he's got the best stuff. So that's what people this season. I don't care what Ohtani does the next 10 years. Is a magical baseball year.
Don't play the Angels this weekend. We've got our Guillén Guarantee.
No.
Don't play the Angels.
The Guillén Guarantee is going to come in here. And by the way, people, it's K-Fed, like wrestling. OZZIE Jr. is not Vladivino. 2 different picks. You either pick OZZIE, you either ride with OZZIE Jr. or you ride with Vladivino. They don't have the same picks. Okay? OZZIE Jr. last week said that the White Sox would sweep. They didn't.
Me too.
OZZIE said it too.
I said split.
Yozio dozen balls, but they should have. I think that they.
No, I don't think balls. I'm good.
So the Guillén Guaranteed. What we got?
Listen, I'm gonna take. I think the Red Sox. They're going to Texas. Right. So I'm gonna play.
Will they get back in?
I think the Red Sox are about to catch a little hot streak right now, and I think Texas is a perfect team to do it against. I'm gonna take the Boston Red Sox, and I'm also going to take the Yankees. They got the Twins, and the Yankees are starting to play a lot better. If they get in, we got to give credit to Brian Cashman and to Aaron Boone because they're peaking at the right time, and it sucks for all the Red Sox fans. And they're getting hot at the right time. You sweep the Red Sox, which they hadn't done all year. They are playing. You want to get hot at the right time, and they're doing it. And then, obviously, my third pick, I'm riding with the Atlanta Braves. They got the Orioles. And Atlanta, the NL East is theirs. I said it a month and a half ago when it happened. I want to think and I want to know what Freddie Freeman is thinking if he gets these guys to the playoffs without their best player.
MVP.
Freddie Freeman is the MVP. They kind of forgot about him. All the Acuna talk. If they get in the playoffs without Ronald Acuna, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, hold on. They're missing one.
And Osuna. That just goes to show you Freddie Freeman.
But they got Jack Peterson.
Yeah, but Freddie Freeman is thinking like, hey, I'm still the man here. I'm the one with the MVP. He is scorching hot. So I'm going to ride with Atlanta. Obviously, I got a family member on there, so rooting for them. That's the team that I'm watching.
I don't pick them up because I'm very bad at it. The only team I watch
is Sox Tampa.
That's a White Sox
Tampa.
Who do you guys? White Sox Tampa.
It could be a first-round matchup.
I think could be a first-round matchup. They're going to find out how they're going to face in the playoff each other because I think both are going to be in the playoff. And I think White Sox will lose the series 2 out of 3.
Wow. They're going to Tampa. So, hey, by the way, you know who's in the Tampa lineup? Nelly Cruz.
Okay.
Nelly Cruz hits 1 home run in that series.
Oh, at least. Take Nelly Cruz. By the way, if you can match up Nelly Cruz and Miguel Cabrera going deep on the same day,
good prop.
3 days. It's a great prop bet. You'll probably get plus 1,000. But I'm gonna say this real quick. This series is huge for the Tampa Bay Rays, and not huge for the White Sox. The White Sox can get swept. It doesn't mean anything because of what, but it just means like what the future looks like. But Tampa, that's why Tampa's going to come out crazy because they see the Yankees, they see the Red Sox. The Red Sox got a weak team playing. Tampa knows that they're going to come out crazy. The team that is going to get destroyed. This is a weekend where you are done. This week you are done. The Mets. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
The Mets. Pack it in. Get out of here. Stroman, everybody, DeGrom, anyone. We can say, DeGrom's coming. He pitches only once every 3 months. He pitches, of course. But this week you're facing the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just a no mercy team. They don't care if you're good, bad. They just go all out because they're also fighting in a
Don't they have the Dodgers and the Padres and the Dodgers and the Padres?
I know the Giants.
The Giants. It's over New York.
It's over New York.
Sorry, Mr. Felipe. What's Felipe Lusan's name?
No, he's going to be fine.
He's done. I mean, he's done this year.
And by the way, the owner's already making tweets.
Oh, by the way, before we get off, how great is it that a MLB owner tweets and say, how hard is it to hit the other way? Or why are these guys swinging like that? That is awesome. All MLB owners should get on Twitter and rip your team. That's great. That's what people want to see.
Yeah,
that's what people want to see. Owners engaged. And on that note, we're out, right? No more topics.
There are no more topics. Guillén Guarantee. And by the way, Adivino just told me, he just texted me, said his picks are going to be online later today, so take the Alevino's pick. It's me versus Alevino. Who you gonna ride with? But again, always remember that. Again, Being Guillén. See you guys soon. Thank you for being with us. Hopefully, we're celebrating Miggy's 500.
Yes.